Let's welcome to the show WCW and WWE superstar Jimmy Yang. Jimmy, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Howdy, everybody. It's your boy, Jimmy Yang.
That's awesome. It's great to talk to you, buddy. I'm very excited for tonight. Thank you again.
Yeah, no problem.
Did you actually break in at the power plant?
Actually, I started like a few months before that, and just timing's everything. It was right place, right time. Started at this place called Good Old Days Wrestling in Atlanta. It was a bar slash. It was actually a sports bar that had wrestling on the weekends. And then started there for a few months, and then it was in Atlanta, close to WCW. They were looking for young cruiserweights, and they just stopped by and saw us and liked us, and then got signed. And then I got my first contract a week before I graduated high school, and then right after that, then they sent me to a power plant. But I was an 18-year-old kid going to a man's world, and I had no idea what I was into, and went to a power plant, and they beat my ass so bad. So they basically turned me into a man real quick. And
yeah, I was 17 when I started too. That's awesome. Who was there
at the power plant?
Yeah.
So they signed a whole bunch of cruiserweights, but who was there when I first got there was basically all the natural born thrillers, like Alan Funk, Elliot Skipper, Kid Romeo, Mark Jindrak, Chuck Palumbo, Reno, Hardbody Harrison. Yeah. And then, with me, it was me and my partner, Ryan Forrester. Day one, I met Shannon Moore, Shane Helms. Buddy Lee Parker was the drill sergeant. Paul Orndorff was the man in charge. But just a bunch of jacked up athletes, and it was crazy, so.
It's amazing you mentioned Shannon Moore and Shane Helms. It's amazing how your two runs revolves around both those guys everywhere you went, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty nuts when you think about it.
It is crazy. And even with Jamie Noble, Jamie San, whatever, it's like, that's our group of guys coming up, Oh, yeah, and Jerry Toot was there. I forgot we have that connection. Yeah. The Wall was there. But he was super cool. I forgot to mention him when at the power plant, but that's the first time I met Jerry too, but Jamie, Shannon, Shane, our career paths have always been together. It seems like we've always been together for this last 15 years, 20 years.
How'd you get called up to TV?
So I went to power plant for 4 months, and then I was 18-year-old kid, all happy, doing everything I was supposed to do. First one there, last one to leave. 4 months go by, and then they just fire me. So I'm like, but that's it was a Bischoff project. Then Russo came back, and then they scrapped all Bischoff's idea. But then Jimmy Hart took over WCW Saturday Night, and he wanted to start giving opportunities to guys that haven't been on TV. And 2 weeks before they released me the first time, Jimmy Hart came down, and we did matches for him. And I guess he took notes of who we all did matches, and he took notes who we were. And then I got fired. I was devastated. I had my dream job, and I just got stabbed in the heart. I didn't want to go outside anything. Everybody knew I got signed to WCW. Then all of a sudden I got a phone call from WCW Travel and say, "Hey, we'd like to book you in Amherst, Massachusetts for WCW Saturday Night." And then all of a sudden, I got booked to WCW Saturday Night. I had the first match with the Demon Dale Torborg, and then we had in my opinion, we had a really good match, and then everything started snowballing.
Tell me about the Jung Dragons.
Okay, so then Jung Dragons, Jimmy Hart was in love with Shannon Moore and Shane Helms, and Evan Courageous, and he had the great idea with 3 count, and they had the boy band, all that kind of stuff.
Love me some 3 count, by the way.
Oh Lord, that's your favorite song? I hate those dudes. Whatever. So they, they were doing matches with other guys, bigger guys, and nobody would catch them. Nobody could do their spots.
Right.
And they had Kaz Hayashi. They had another Asian dude there. It's like, oh, we got two. Oh, that guy's really, really good. So we can just put a mask on him and call him Jamie-san, and then they can wrestle with 3 count. So that's how that came about.
Nice. Did you get? I assume you got along with Shannon and Shane. Did you get along with Evan?
Yeah, I got along with everybody, but so I remember that me and Shane almost went at it in real life backstage one time. Me and Evan went at it on a pay-per-view, so, but we got along great, but like, I remember like the first time doing those matches with Shane, and, and he was a dick, basically. He was a dick, so like we almost went at it back in the back after one match, and then Evan was Evan. I love Evan, but
Yeah.
he did a lot of blotches, I guess, and the one time we just I was very unprofessional, and just lost it. So
Was that the ladder match?
no, that was like I think it was like one of the last WCW pay-per-views, and it was just like you've been in the business, so like I love Evan. Outside the ring, he's awesome. I love him. But he was that one guy that would kind of miss his cues or mess up a spot at least once in every match, And then the one time I just lost it, but.
Well, you're a young guy. You're on the chopping block. You got to go to work every day saying it's today my last day. So you got to make sure thing goes well.
Yeah. But yeah. I didn't really think about it like that. It's just a frustration. It's like, God, but talking to you like a wrestler, like a house show loop. We Young Dragons 3 count did the same match for like a whole year on a house show loop, and I was like, how's this guy forget or mess up this spot? Come on, this is like we did this yesterday, day before, last week, all this kind of stuff. But yeah.
So tell us, what are you doing today? Let's get people up to date. What are you doing today? And how can people get a hold of you?
So now, I have a 20-year-old daughter now. So that's how old I am. Jazzy Yang, and she's like, the next generation of Yang. She, I'm on my way out of wrestling. She's in this, not starting, but she's been in it for a few years. To me, I think she's already better than me she's 20 years old. She's better than me at 20. And I was in WCW, so it's like, or All Japan, like, I really like, I know I'm dad, so I'm kind of biased, but you can check her out, jazzyyang.com. We just posted our 2022 matches on Vimeo.com /JazzyYang /VOD_pages. I know that's kind of a lot, but you can find her on social medias like Twitter at Jazzy Wang Yang, Facebook Jazzy Wang Yang. But basically, if you go to the site jazzygang.com, you can find all the links to our social media, and you can tell me what you think of her. I tell you, like everybody, but yeah.
That's awesome. Any way people can get in touch with you?
If you want to get in touch with me, you have to go through her. So like jazzyang.com. If we'll be at WrestleCon at the WrestleMania week. We got a few appearances over there with Pro Wrestling Unplugged, Micro Wrestling in Hollywood, and then WrestleCon, and then we got a few other surprises. I can't tell you that now, but like we'll be out there. jazzyang.com. Get to me, go through her to get to me, all that kind of stuff.